What's up, everybody? Jimmy Smith, Super Bowl Sunday, breaking down Moraes Assuncao 2, which happened last night. Great night of fights, outstanding stuff all the way around. Let's start out with the co-main event. Jose Aldo knocking out Renato Moicano in the second round. No disrespect to Moicano, great fighter, great athlete. I like him a lot. Seeing Jose Aldo do what he did, for the old school fans like myself, I was jumping out of my chair, yelling and screaming. It was so amazing seeing him do that. It was absolutely incredible. It was a throwback moment, really feel-good moment for everybody who's an old school UFC fan, who's seen Jose Aldo for years, who watched him in his prime. See him go back there was great. And I think he's really found his pocket late in his career. 3-rounders, co-main events. Now, there's a thing I talked about on Lou Thompson's show earlier this week where he doesn't want to do 5-rounders anymore. Isn't really in that title hunt, doesn't want to do those main events because it wears his body down. Somebody tweeted and said, Dede Pendaneres, his coach, said that. But the article I read quoted Jose Aldo. Now, that might be a mistranslation or something. The point is his team, whoever it is, unless he goes against Dede, has decided that he should be in 3-rounders. I completely agree. I think the 5-rounders took a lot out of him. I don't think it's worth it at this point in his career. This 3-round, exciting co-main event, bangers, I think that's a perfect spot for him. I don't think he should put his body through the training for 5-rounders anymore at this stage in his career. And you saw the performance. Jeremy Stephens, Moicano, he gets finishes in both of those fights. The 5-rounders really wore him down. I'm glad he is where he is. He still has the speed. He still has power. He still has great finishing instincts. He knows when to unload and get somebody out of there. There isn't any evidence really his chin is shot or his timing's gone. Those are the things that really are the end of a fighter at his stage in his career. I didn't see any of that. Obviously, 80 shot from Conor, no shame there. But we haven't seen that, he can't take a shot anymore kind of thing. That's the disturbing part. We haven't seen that from him. So I think he can end his UFC career and hopefully his career period on this run of exciting fights that aren't taking as much out of his body. That would be fantastic to see. So congratulations to him. Great stuff. I think he's still a force at 145. Brian Ortega, great fight and really exciting. And I would love to see it, but can you keep him? Let's say he beats Brian Ortega. Then we're talking about maybe he gets another title shot, which I don't know is great for him. So you want to keep him in relevant fights that are exciting, but I agree. I don't think he should fight in 5-rounders anymore. So, if he blows away Brian Ortega, it's hard to keep him out of a title fight. We'll see, especially if Holloway goes up. But we'll see. The main event, Moraes Assuncao 2. I thought Marlon Moraes was going to win this fight. I thought it would be later. Just because Assuncao wins so many decisions. He's so strong late in fights. Tough, durable. He's a hard target, very difficult to hit. A little bit awkward with his striking. But Moraes got it done early. Rocked him and finished him with a guillotine. Great stuff. One of the nicest guys in MMA, Marlon Moraes, by the way. Really easy to like. I like a little call out that he did to Dillashaw. But great performance by him. The question now is, can TJ Dillashaw fight Marlon Moraes without a Henry Cejudo rematch? If he rematches Henry Cejudo, there are 2 options. If TJ Dillashaw fights Henry Cejudo, he wins. Okay, Henry Cejudo could say, I want a trilogy. I want my rematch. You got yours, I want mine. Could hold up the division for another 6 months at least. He loses. Losing the first time to Henry Cejudo, I thought took a lot of the shine off the belt, off the champion, and by extension, off the challengers. A lot more people were excited about Moraes Assuncao 2 before TJ Dillashaw lost to Cejudo. Once he loses to Cejudo, it's kind of like, well, I'm not as excited about that fight. So it kind of devalues not just TJ Dillashaw on the championship, but the division itself. There's a kind of a trickle-down effect where people aren't as excited about contender fights if you're not as excited about the champion. So it's very interesting here to see what happens. Because I think Moraes Dillashaw is a great fight. Regardless, it doesn't matter. But he wants a rematch with Cejudo. If he wins, it backs up the division. If he loses, it devalues the title even further. Neither of those are good for the 135-pound division. So what the decision is, I don't know. Or maybe have Cejudo come up so that if Cejudo wins, then you have Cejudo Moraes, but then it cuts off Moraes. It's very complicated. So we'll see how that goes. But great night of fights. I'm curious about how everything shakes out at 135, whether TJ Dillashaw defends against Moraes or whether he takes on Cejudo. That would be an interesting question. I think everybody's fascinated with that, the future at 135. But Moraes, he's definitely next in line for the title at 35. Great stuff by him. Great night of fights all around.